I know it's been a while, but I ain't forgot about y'all. I'm back. Let's talk about some shit. What's up, everybody? My name's Rico, the acronym, and this is Rico's Rants. I know it's been a while, but I've been working my ass off on other projects and other things of that nature. So I haven't really had time to sit down and record any videos or do any editing or anything. So I figured today I had a day off and I would go ahead and do some stuff for you. So I wanted to talk about this new Menendez Brothers documentary. I just watched it on Netflix. I thought it was good. Obviously, it was a good documentary from what I could see. It was a couple things that I had maybe heard about the case, but I wasn't 100% sure about. That definitely got cleared up from watching this. But there was one thing that really hit my heart, and mind you, I'm not saying whether I believe them or not, or whether I believe like my opinion on their case is not really what I'm talking about here, so please ignore that part of it, okay? Just roll with me on this one. The thing that hit my heart was, of course, the whole thing about them being abused by their father and people knowing about it and not doing anything, which, as we all know, is way too much of a regular occurrence in our society just across the board, whether it be family members, whether it be coworkers, whether it be just people in authority. Like, there's so much that goes on in front of our face that people just refuse to say anything about. Now, I can't say the reason it hit me so personally is because I was not sexually or physically abused by my father, but more mentally abused by my father. My father was very much like the Menendez brothers' father, a rich white man at the end of the day, even though, the Menendezes were, I think, Cuban or something like that, but I know there's white Cubans and Afro-Latino Cubans, so that's neither here nor there. Regardless of it, both were men of means. You dig what I'm saying? And my dad did a lot of stuff in front of people that nobody said anything about. That, of course, now that he's gone and now that I'm grown, hindsight's 2020, and everyone's like, yeah, I guess that would have been a good idea if he had did that instead of this. But back when, it meant something for someone to speak up for me, people didn't. And it was because of my dad's position. It was because of people just not wanting to get involved. And, these are the same people that also, swear to God that, they love me so much. And I know that they do, but like I said, as the person being abused, it's very hard to not blame the people that were around that didn't say shit, that had every availability to, because it's like, what were it to me anyway, it makes me think, like, what were you getting out of the situation that made you go, you know what, I'm just not gonna pay attention to this. And I can understand how, if that's the world that you live in as the abusee, and then you try to escape that world, like, I believe it was Lyle Menendez, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. One of them got into like a good school, I think it was Stanford, and the pops was like, nah, you going to UCLA, because he was trying to keep him in the city, keep him in the house. And I very literally had the exact same thing happen to me, where I wanted to go to several different HBCUs that were out of town, and my dad basically used the excuse of, you haven't done well enough to get into them, I'm not going to back even you applying for them. And somehow I got the money and I ended up applying for them and got into all of them. My dad refused to pay for me to go to them because it was more expensive out of state. And mind you, this is a man of means. So, I was forced to go to the local college, which in Memphis is University of Memphis. Go Tigers. I was pretty much forced to stay here, but at the same time, I couldn't stay at home either. I was forced out into the world, but still controlled by my father's money. because I didn't have my own. So the first thing I did as soon as I got a chance was I got a job so that I didn't have to be controlled by his money, which, like I said, hindsight 50-50, if I was focusing more on school than I was on making money and having a job, might have actually graduated college, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. But I'm just telling y'all my experiences and how I connected a little bit with these brothers. And that's, like I said, that's assuming that what happened to them was true. I'm not saying that it is or isn't. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going back over the case. I'm going off what I saw in this specific documentary on Netflix that just came out this year. Okay, so please don't hang me in the comments. But yeah, I could definitely understand how the feeling of not being able to escape your abuser would make you do something crazy. It would make you do something, if it's not violent towards someone else, it's just a bad decision on your part that might affect, your life for a while or the rest of your life. There's no telling. In their case, they killed their parents. In my case, specifically, I dropped out of college and just kind of like, I did a lot of messing up for a while. And that led me to going to jail for a day and getting out and having to deal with a whole bullshit case and eventually focusing more on music and entertainment and doing stuff like this now instead of focusing on other things. And of course, working my ass off every day because we do live in a wonderfully capitalist society and rent ain't free or even subsidized or even controlled. But whatever, that is another video for another day. So y'all tell me what's going on. How do y'all feel about the Menendez brothers case? Do you believe they deserve another trial? Do you believe they should be let out? Do you feel bad for them? Any of that? Do you think they should be, brought down to a lesser charge, maybe released? Whatever it is, y'all get down in the comments. Y'all let me know. And of course, like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.